gentlemen, welcome to King's College production of Pirates of Penzance. I ask that you switch off your electronic devices or turn them on flight mode, as they will interfere with our sound system. Enjoy the show.
More than merry, let the pirate bumper pass. For today our pirate friend just rises from indentures free. Strong his arm and keen his sense, he's a pirate now indeed. Here's good luck to Frederick's ventures, Frederick's out of his intentions. 22 now he's writing, and alone he's fit to fly, which were bent on signalizing with unusual revelry. Here's good luck to Frederick's ventures, Frederick's out on his intentions. For a war the pirate share, fill a pirate glass, and to make us more than merry, let the pirate bumper pass.
From today, you rank as a full-blown member of our band.
My friends, I thank you all from my heart for your kindly wishes. With that, I could repay them as they deserve.
What do you mean?
Well, today I'm out of my indentures, and today I leave you forever.
Leave me forever? But this is quite unaccountable, like keen a hand at sculling a canada or cutting out a P&O. Never shipped a handspike.
Yes, I've done my best for you. And why? Because it was my duty under my indentures. And I am a slave of duty. As a child, I was regularly apprenticed to your band. If it was through an error, no matter, the fault was ours, not yours. But I was in honour bound by it.
But an error? What error?
I may not tell you. It would reflect upon my well-loved Ruth.
Nay, dear master, my mind has long been gnawed by the cankering tooth of mystery. Better have it out at once. When Frederick was a little lad, he proved so brave and daring. His father thought he'd prentice him to some caresy bearing. I was, alas, his nursery maid, and so it fell to my lot to take and bind this promising boy, apprentice to a pilot. A life not bad for a hardy lad, though surely not a high lot. Though I'm a nurse, you might do worse than make your boy a pilot. I was a stupid nursery maid, on breakers always steering. I did not catch the word aright through being hard of hearing, mistaking my instructions, which within my brain did gyrate. I took and bound this promising boy, apprentice to a pirate. A sad mistake it was to make and doom him to this vile lot. I bound him to a pirate you instead of to a pilot. I soon found out beyond all doubt the scope of this disaster, but I hadn't the face to return to my place and break it to what you people call work. So I made up my mind to go as a kind of practical maid of all work. And that is how you find me now, a member of your shy lot, which you wouldn't have found had he been bound apprentice to a pilot.
Sweet one, I have long pardoned you.
The two words, just so much alike.
Wow. They still are. Though years have rolled over their heads. But this afternoon, my obligation ceases. Individually, I love you all with affection unspeakable. But collectively, I look upon you with a disgust that amounts to absolute detestation. Oh, pity me, my beloved friends, for such is my sense of duty that once out of my indentures, I shall feel myself bound to devote myself heart and soul to your extermination.
Poor lad, poor lad.
Frederick, if you conscientiously feel it is your duty to destroy us, then we cannot blame you for acting upon that conviction. Always act in accordance with the dictates of your conscience, my boy, and chance the consequences.
Besides, we can offer you but little temptation to remain with us. We don't seem to make piracy pay. I'm sure I don't know why, but we really don't.
I know why. But alas, I mustn't tell you. It just wouldn't be right.
Ah, why not? See, according to the sun, which sun? That one? Yes, according to this sun, it's only 11:30, and you're one of us until the clock strikes 12.
Aye, and until then, you are bound to protect our interests.
Okay, well, it is my duty, as a pirate, to tell you that you are all much too tender-hearted. For instance, you make a point of never attacking a weaker party than yourselves. And yet, when you attack a stronger party, you invariably get thrashed.
There is some truth in it.
Then again, you make a point of never molesting an orphan.
But, Frederick, we're orphans ourselves, and we know what it feels like.
Yes. But it has got about. And what's the consequence? Everyone we capture says he's an orphan. The last 3 ships we took proved to be manned entirely by orphans. And so we had to let them go. One would think that Great Britain's mercantile navy was recruited solely from her orphan asylum, which we know is not the case.
Oh, but hang it all. You wouldn't have us absolutely and utterly merciless, would you?
There's my difficulty. Until 12 o'clock I would. After 12 I wouldn't. Was ever a man placed in so delicate a situation?
And Ruth, your own Ruth, whom you love so well, and who has won her middle-aged way into your boyish heart. What is to become of her?
Oh, of course! Yes, he will take you with him.
Well, Ruth, I feel some difficulty about you. It is true that I admire you very much. But you see, I've constantly been at sea since I was 8 years old. And in that time, yours is the only woman's face I've seen. I think it's a sweet face.
It is! Oh, I know it is!
I say I think it is. That's my impression. But as I've never had the opportunity of comparing you with other women, it's just possible that I might be mistaken.
That's true.
What a terrible thing it would be if I were to marry this innocent person and then find out that she is on the whole, plain.
Oh, Frederick! Frederick, Ruth is, well, yes, Ruth is quite well indeed.
There are no remains of a fine woman about Ruth.
Do you really think so? Well, then I'll not be so selfish as to take her from you. In consideration for her and in justice for you, I will leave her behind.
No. Frederick, we are rough men.
Rough!
And we lead a rough life.
Rough!
But we are not so utterly heartless as to deprive thee of thy love. I think I'm right in saying that there is not one here who would rob thee of this inestimable treasure for all the world holds dear.
Not one!
No, I thought there wasn't. Now, keep thy love, Frederick. Keep thy love.
Oh, very good, I'm sure.
Well, it's the top of the tide and we must be off. Frederick, when your process of extermination begins, let our deaths be as swift and painless as you can conveniently make them.
I will. By the love I have for you, I swear it. Would that you render this extermination unnecessary by accompanying me back to civilization?
No. Frederick, it cannot be. I don't think much of our profession, but contrasted with respectability, we are comparatively honest. No, Frederick, I shall live and die a pirate king. Oh, better far to live and die under the brave black flag I fly and play a sanctimonious part with a pirate head and a pirate's heart. So away to the cheating world go, where the pirates are all well-to-do. But I'll be true to the song I sing and live and die a pirate king. For I am a pirate king. Hurrah! And it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king. For I am a pirate king. Hurrah, hurrah for the pirate king. And it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king. It is hurrah for the pirate king. Hurrah for the pirate king. When I sally forth to seek my prey, I help myself in a royal way. I sink a few more ships, it's true, than a well-bred monarch ought to do. But many a king on a first-class boat, if he wants to call his crown his own, must manage somehow to get through more dirty work than ever I do. For I am a pirate king. Hurrah! And it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king. For I am a pirate king. Hurrah, hurrah for the pirate king. And it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king. It is hurrah for the pirate king. Hurrah for the pirate king.
Oh, Frederick! Oh, do not leave me. I cannot live if I am left behind.
Ruth, I'll be quite candid with you. You see, I must be circumspect. You are considerably older than I, and a lad of 21 usually looks for a wife of 17.
A wife of 17? You will find me a wife of 1,000.
No, but I will find you a wife of 47. That's quite enough. Ruth, tell me candidly, and without reserve, compared with other women, how are
I will answer truthfully, Master. I have a slight cold, but otherwise I am quite well.
I am sorry for your cold, but I was actually referring to your personal appearance. Compared with other women, are you beautiful?
I have been told so, Master.
Ah, but lately?
No, years ago.
What do you think of yourself then?
It is a delicate question to answer, but I think I am a fine woman.
And that is your candid opinion?
I would be deceived if I told you otherwise.
Well, thank you, Ruth. I believe you, for I trust you would not act upon my inexperience. I wish to do the right thing, and if you are truly a fine woman, then your age will be no obstacle to our union. Hark! Surely I hear voices. Who has ventured to approach our all but inaccessible lair? Can it be the Coast Guard? Doesn't sound like the Coast Guard.
Confusion. It is the voices of young girls. If he should see them, I am lost.
Oh, by all, that's marvelous. It's a bevy of beautiful maidens.
Lost.
Oh, how lovely. How lovely. How surpassingly lovely is the plainest of them. What grace. What delicacy. What refinement. And Ruth told me she was beautiful. Oh, false one, you have deceived me.
I have deceived you.
Yes, deceived me. You told me you were fair as gold,
And Master, am I not so?
and now I see you're plain and old.
I'm sure I'm not a jostle.
Upon my innocence you play.
I'm not the one to bluff
Your face is lined, your hair is grey.
It gradually got so.
Faithless woman, you deceive me, I who trusted so.
Master, do not leave me, hear me ere you go.
Faithless woman,
Master,
faithless woman,
Master, do not leave me, do not leave me,
I 47. Faithful swordsmen to their sea, I trusted so. Faithful swordsmen to deceive me, I trusted so. What shall I do? Before these gentle maidens I dare not show in this alarming costume. No, I must remain in close concealment until I can appear in decent clothing.
Climbing over rocky mountains.
I wonder where Papa is. He has left him ever so far behind.
Oh, he will be here presently. Remember, poor Papa is not as young as we are, and we came over a rather difficult country.
But how thoroughly delightful it is to be so entirely alone. Why, in all possibility, we're the first humans who have ever set foot on this enchanting spot.
Except for mermaids. It's the very place for mermaids.
Who are only human down to the waist.
And who can't be said to stiffly set foot anywhere. Tails they may, but feet they cannot.
You're not quite funny.
So what shall we do until Papa and the servants arrive at the luncheon?
We are quite alone, and the sea is as smooth as glass. Suppose we take off our shoes and stockings and paddles. Yes,
Stop, ladies, pray. I had intended not to intrude myself upon your notice in this effective but alarming costume. But under these peculiar circumstances, it is my bounden duty to inform you that your proceedings will not be unwitnessed.
But who are you, Sir Speak?
I am a pirate.
A pirate horror!
Ladies, do not shun me. This evening I renounce my vile profession, and to that end, O pure and peerless maidens, O blushing buds of ever-blooming beauty, I soar at heart, implore your kind assistance.
How beautiful his hair, how round. How beautiful his hair, how rare his beauty.
Is there not one maiden breast which does not feel the moral beauty of making worldly interest subordinate to sense of duty? Who would not give up willingly all matrimonial ambition to rescue such a one as I from his unfortunate position, from his unlawful position, to rescue such a one as I from his unfortunate position.
Alas, there's not one maiden breast who seems to feel the moral beauty of making worldly interest subordinate to sense of duty.
Is there not one maiden here whose homely face and bad complexion have caused all hope to disappear, all ever-winning man's affection? If such a one, if such there be, I swear by heaven's arch above, if you will cast your eyes on me, however plain you be, our love, however plain you be, if you will cast your eyes on me, however plain you be, I'll love you, I'll love you, Not one. No, no, not one. Not one. No, yes, one. Tis yes, yes, tis sister's dead, it is nay, for shame. It's true that he has gone astray, but pray, is that a reason good and true? Why no, should all be deaf to his name?
The question is, had he not been a thing of beauty, would she be swayed by quite as keen a sense of duty?
For shame, for shame, for shame. Oh, wandering one, though thou hast surely strayed, take not grace, thy steps retrace. Oh, wandering one, poor wandering one, if such my love as mine can help me find true peace must not lose our senses. Men who stick at no offences. Anon be here. Piracy, their dreadful trade is. Pray you get you hence, young ladies, while the coast is clear.
No, we must not lose our senses. If we stick at no offences, we should not be here. Piracy, the dreadful trade is. Nice companions for young ladies, let us kiss her. Too late, too late.
It's a first-rate opportunity to get married with impunity and indulge in the felicity of unbounded domesticity. So clearly us on fire, punctuality, matrimony fine, for a doctor of divinity who resides in this vicinity.
We have missed our opportunity of escaping with impunity. So farewell to the publicity of our maiden domesticity. We shall quickly be personified, chronically matrimonified, by a doctor of divinity who is located in this vicinity. By a doctor of divinity who resides in this vicinity. By a doctor of divinity. Hold, monsters! Evil pirate caravans we proceed against our wills to wed us all. Just bear in mind that we are wards in chancery, and our father is a major general.
We'd better pause, or danger may befall. Their father is a major general.
Yes, he is a major general.
Yes, I am the major general. For he is a major general.
He is a rock, major general.
And it is a glorious thing to be a major general.
It is a rock, the major general, rock, the major general.
That is my song.
Put those toys down. Legs straight, elbows back, and grow reviews. I am the very model of a modern major general. I've information, vegetable, animal, and mineral. I know the kings of England and I quote the fights historical. From Marathon and Waterloo in order categorical. I'm very well acquainted still with matters mathematical. I understand equations both the simple and quadratical. About binomial theorems I am teeming with a lot of news. Ooh. Lot of news. What rhymes with lot of news? Aha! I've got it. With many cheerful facts about the square of the hypotenuse.
Many cheerful facts about the square of the hypotenuse. With many cheerful facts about the square of the hypotenuse. With many cheerful facts about the square of the hypotenuse.
I'm very good at integral and differential calculus. I know the scientific names of beings and animalculus. In short, it matters vegetable, animal, and mineral. I am the very model of a modern major general.
In short, it matters vegetable, animal, and mineral. He is the very model of a modern major general.
I know our mythic history, King Arthur's and Sir Carados. I answer hard acrostics, I've a pretty taste for paradox. I quote in Iliad jives, all the crimes they Heliogabalus. In conics I can feel peculiarities parabolus. I can tell and doubt Raphael's from General Dowson's Ophanes. I know the croaking chorus from the frogs of Aristophanes. I can hum a few of what you've heard the music's dinner for. Ooh. Uniform. Any ideas?
Can't read.
I think I've got it. And whistle all the years from that infernal nonsense pinafore.
And whistle all the years from that infernal nonsense pinafore. And whistle all the years from that infernal nonsense pinafore. And whistle all the years from that infernal nonsense pinafore.
Then I can write a washing bill in Babylonian cuneiform and tell you every detail of Caractacus's uniform. Still in matters vegetable, animal and mineral, I am the very model of a modern major general.
Still in matters vegetable, animal and mineral, he is the very model of a modern major general.
In fact, when I know what is meant by Babylon and Ravelin, when I can tell at sight a Mauser rifle from a javelin, when such affairs as sorties and surprises I'm more wary at, and when I know precisely what is meant by commissariat, when I have learnt what progress has been made in modern gunnery, when I know more of tactics than a novice in a nunnery, in short, when I've a smattering of elemental strategy. Strategy. Who wrote this? Eureka, I've got it! You'll say a better major general has never sat a G.
You say a better major general has never sat a G. You say a better major general has never sat a G. You say a better major general has never sat a G.
For my military knowledge, though unplucky and adventuring, has only been brought down to the beginning of the century. Still in matters vegetable, animal and mineral, I am the very model of a modern major general.
Still in matters vegetable, animal and mineral, he is the very model of a modern major general.
And now that I've introduced myself, I should like to have some idea of what's going on.
Permit me, I'll explain in 2 words. We propose to marry your daughters.
Dear me.
Against our wills, Papa! Against our wills!
Oh, well, you mustn't do that. I must say, that is a very picturesque uniform. That's absolutely lovely. Where did you get that?
Go to a park, guy.
I've heard of that before. I must ask you though, what are you?
We are single gentlemen.
Aha! So you're Presbyterians.
Do not believe them. They are pirates. The famous Pirates of Penzance.
The Pirates of Penzance. I have often heard of them.
All except this gentleman, who was a pirate once, but is out of his indentures today, and means to lead a blameless life evermore.
Yeah, we'll talk about this later, honey. But wait a second. I object to pirates as sons-in-law.
Is that so? Is that so?
Yes.
What a coincidence, Mr. General. Because we object to Major Generals as mothers-in-law. But we are prepared to waive that point. No, we don't press it. We look over it.
Aha! An idea. And do you mean to say that you would deliberately rob me of these, the sole remaining props of my old age, and leave me
to go through the remainder of life unfriended, unprotected, and alone.
Oh, yes, that's the idea.
Tell me, have you ever known what it is to be an orphan?
Here we are again.
I ask you, have you ever known what it is to be an orphan?
Orphan.
Yes, orphan. Have you ever known what it is to be one?
I say orphan.
Orphan, orphan, orphan!
I don't think we quite understand one another. I ask you, have you ever known what it is to be an orphan? And you say, orphan. Now, as far as I can understand, you are merely repeating the word orphan to show that you understand me.
I didn't repeat the word orphan.
Excuse me, you just did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
No, I didn't.
yeah.
Didn't.
yeah.
Didn't. Stop being childish.
You just repeated it.
Fine. But I only repeated it once.
But you still repeated it.
Oh, but not orphan.
Put that thing away, put it away. Okay. I think I see where we're getting confused. No. When you say orphan, do you mean orphan somebody who was lost his parents? Or orphan frequently?
Yes.
No. Which one did you mean?
Well, can you use them in a sentence?
The orphan boy lost his parents, you see? Or Major General's orphan wears school uniforms.
Oh! Of course. I beg your pardon. Yes, I mean orphan frequently.
You said orphan frequently.
No, only once.
Yes. You said orphan frequently only once.
Oh, kill him.
Whoa. Now, do we... Oh man of dark and dismal fates, forego your cruel employ. Have pity on my lonely state. I am an orphan boy.
An orphan boy.
An orphan boy.
How sad. An orphan boy.
These children whom you see are all that I can call my own.
Poor fellow.
Take them away from me and I will be indeed alone.
Poor fellow.
If pity you can feel, leave me my soul remain in joy. See at your feet they kneel, your heart you cannot steal. Against the sad tale of the lonely boy.
Poor fellow. See at our feet they kneel, our hearts we cannot steal. Against the sad tale of the lonely orphan boy. Orphan boy, the orphan boy. See at our feet they kneel, our hearts we cannot steal. Against the tale of the lonely orphan boy.
But it doesn't diminish my glory. But they would have taken my daughters over the billowy waters. If I had an elegant diction, indulged in innocent fiction.
Though our dark career sometimes involves the crime of stealing, we rather think that we're not all together void of feeling. For though we live by strife, we're always sorry to begin it. For what we ask is life without a touch of poetry in it.
You may go, for you're at liberty. Our pirate rules protect you, and honorary members of our band, we do elect you.
For he is an orphan boy,
He is hurrah for the orphan boy.
and it sometimes is a useful thing to be an orphan boy.
It is hurrah for the orphan boy, hurrah for the orphan boy. Oh, happy day with joyous glee, we will away and marry thee. Oh, happy day with joyous glee, we will away and marry thee. Should we fall auspiciously, her sisters all would rise with thee. Should we fall auspiciously, her sisters all would rise with thee. Oh, happy day with joyous glee, we will away and marry thee. Should we fall auspiciously, her sisters all would rise with thee. Should we fall auspiciously, her sisters all will rise with thee.
Oh, master, hear one word I do implore you. Remember Ruth, your Ruth, who kneels before you.
Yes, yes, remember Ruth, who kneels before you.
Wait, did deceive me.
Away you did deceive him.
Oh, do not leave me.
Oh, do not leave her.
Away, you grieve me.
Away you grieve him.
I wish you'd leave me.
We wish you leave him. Reserve the magnanimity, we display to place and duty. There was such opportunity to get married with impunity. We give up the felicity of a bounded domesticity. We're a doctor of divinity.
your wisdom, reconcile it with your conscience to say something that will relieve my father's sorrow.
I will try, dear Mabel. But why does he sit here night after night in this drafty old ruin?
Why do I sit here? Why do I sit here? Why do I sit here? To escape the pirate's clutches, I describe myself as an orphan. And heaven help me,
When you say orphan, do you mean orphan who has lost his parents? Or do you mean orphan frequently?
I describe myself as an orphan frequently. That's very smart. I have come here tonight to humble myself before the tombs of my ancestors and to implore their pardon on having brought shame upon this family escutcheon.
Oh, be comforted. Be comforted. For goodness sakes, be comforted. Had you not acted as you did, those reckless men would have assuredly called in the nearest clergyman and married your rather large family. Married them on the spot.
I thank you for your proffered solace, but it is unavailing. Such is the remorse and anguish that I feel, that I should go to their simple-minded, great-looking chief this very night and confess all. Did I not fear the consequences would be most disastrous to myself? Tell me, Frederick, at what time does your expedition against these scoundrels begin?
At 11, and before midnight, I hope to have atoned for my involuntary association with the pestilent scourges by sweeping them from the face of the earth. And then, dear Mabel, you will be mine.
And are your devoted followers at hand?
They are. They only await my orders.
Then, Frederick, with your escort lion-hearted, be summoned to receive a general's blessing ere they depart upon their dread adventure.
Dear sir, they come.
Comfortable field, and we find the wisest thing is to slap our chests and sing tarantara, or when threatened with immune, and your heart is in your boots. There is nothing brings it round like the trumpet's martial sound, like the trumpet's martial sound. Us it's evident these attentions are well meant. Such expressions don't appear
a island of a state. But still to us it's evident these intentions are well meant. On the risks that on us press, and a referential lack to our chance of coming back. Still, perhaps it would be wise not to carp or criticize, for it's very evident these intentions are well meant.
Now to the pirate's lair. Oh, joy unbounded. Oh, sweet relief. Oh, rapture unexampled. At last I may atone in some slight measure for the repeated acts of theft and pillage, to which had a sense of duty's stern dictation circumstances big have been guilt.
Young Frederick, your late commander.
And I, your little Ruth.
Mad intruders, how dare ye face me? Know ye not, O rash ones, that I have doomed you to extermination?
Have mercy on us. You say slaughter.
I do not think I ought to listen to you, yet mercy should alloy our stern resentment, and so I will be merciful. Say on.
When you had left our pirate boat, we tried to raise our spirits, and according to our customs, sort of wit and quibble quaint, but all in vain.
predictions queer, and with the laughter on our lips we wished you there to hear. We said if we could tell him how Frederick would that joke enjoy, and so we risked both life and limb to tell it to our boy. That paradox, that most ingenious paradox, with quips and quibbles heard in flocks, but none to beat this paradox.
A paradox, a most ingenious paradox. This paradox.
Frederick. For some ridiculous reason, for which, however, I have no desire to be disloyal, some person in authority, I don't know who, very likely the Astronomer Royal, has decided that, although for such a beastly month as February, 28 days as a rule are plenty, that is 1 year in every 4, where his days shall be reckoned as 9 and 20, and through some singular coincidence, I shouldn't be surprised if it were owing to the agency of an ill-natured fairy. You are the victim of this clumsy arrangement, having been born in leap year on the 29th of February, and so, by a simple arithmetical process, you'll easily discover that though you have lived 21 years, yet if we go by birthdays, you're only 5 and a little bit over.
Dear me, let's see. Yes, we use my figures to agree. How quaint the ways of paradox, common sense she gave him, mops no counting in the usual way. He's 21, I feel alive. Yet reckoning by my natal day, I am a little boy of 5. He is a little boy of 5.
A paradox, a most ingenious paradox. This paradox, this curious paradox. A most ingenious
whimsical. 5 1/4, eh? No one would think it to look at me.
Oh, maybe.
You were glad, I found, that you didn't kill us when you had the chance. You would never have forgiven yourself when you had discovered you had killed 2 of your comrades.
My comrades.
Yes, Frederick. I think you don't appreciate the delicacy of your situation. You see, you were apprenticed to us until
I reached my 21st year.
No. You were apprenticed to us until your 21st birthday. Is that first paragraph? And going by birthdays, you are yet only 5 1/4.
You don't mean to say you're gonna hold me to that.
Yes. No, we merely remind you of the fact and leave the rest to your sense of duty.
Sense of duty.
duty. My duty's only too clear. Oh, I abhor your infamous calling. I shudder at the thought that I ever got mixed up with it. But duty is before all, and at any price I will do my duty.
No! No! Bravely spoken, Philip. Come, you are one of us once more.
Lead on, I follow. Oh, horror!
What is the matter?
Oh, ought I to tell you? No, I cannot. But yet, as one of your band...
Speak out! I charge you by that sense of conscientiousness to which we've not appealed in vain.
Well, General Stanley, the father of my Mabel,
Yes.
General Stanley escaped from you on the plea that he was an orphan.
He did?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, yes, he did.
Well, it breaks my heart to betray the father of the girl I adore.
Just break it. Just break
But as one of your band, I have no alternative.
it. Come.
It's my duty to tell you that General Stanley is no... General Stanley is no...
Oh, he's got a problem.
Stanley is no orphan.
Orphan. Orphan lost parents, or orphan free.
We come across this difficulty much too often. I say General Stanley is no orphan. Lost parents.
What?
And more than that, he never was free.
Frederick. Frederick, am I to understand that to save his contemptible life, he dared to practice on our credulous simplicity? Our revenge shall be swift and terrible.
And horrible.
And horrible. Our revenge shall be swift and terrible and horrible. Come, we collect our band and we attack Tremorden Castle this very night.
Oh, but stay.
Oh, not a word, he is doomed. Away, away, my heart's on fire. I learned this base deception to repay. This very night, our vengeance dire shall plant itself in Norway, away. So foully tricked us all that night. Let anger howl the pirates on the sides. Our nature's stern, he softened with his lies. And in return tonight the traitor dies. Yes, yes, tonight the traitor dies. Yes, yes, tonight the traitor dies.
Tonight he dies.
Yes, or early tomorrow.
Their winter sorrow.
The one soft spot.
Living edges they cherish.
To abuse shall perish.
Tonight he dies, yes, or early tomorrow. His girls like us are planted in
Sorrow. The one soft spot in the nations I cherish. And the ball we plot to abuse shall perish. Away, 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 away. Tonight the traitor dies. Away, away, tonight. Tonight, tonight. The traitor
then return and claim you. I declare it.
It seems so long.
Swear that till then you'll be true to me.
Yes, I'll be strong. By all the Stanleys dead and gone, I swear it. Oh, here is love, and here is truth, and here is the joyous laughter. She will be faithful to pursue till we are wed and even after.
Oh, here is love and here is truth.
Oh, here is love, and here is truth.
She will be faithful to
We
us.
will be faithful to us
And even after,
till we are wed.
and even after.
Yes, even after. Oh, here is love, and here is truth, and here is what the joyous laughter. She will be faithful to us soon, till we are wed, and even after. She will be faithful to us soon, till we are wed, and even after. Yes, even after. Oh, here is love, and here is truth, and here is love. Here is love. No, I am brave. Of family descent, how great thy charm, thy sway, how excellent. Come one and all, undaunted men in gloom. The crisis now, affairs are coming
And though in body and in mind
Tarantara,
we are timidly inclined, and anything must blind to the danger that's behind. Yet when the danger's near, we manage to appear as insensible to fear as anybody here, as anybody here.
Sergeant, approach! Young Sergeant must have led you to death and glory.
that is not a pleasant way of putting it.
No matter, he will not so lead you, for he has once more allied himself with his old associates.
He has acted shamefully.
You speak falsely! He has acted nobly.
He has acted nobly.
Dearly as I loved him before, his heroic sacrifice to his sense of duty has endeared me tenfold. He has done his duty. I will do mine. Go ye and do yours.
This is perplexing.
We cannot understand it at all.
Still, as he is actuated by a sense of duty,
That makes a difference, of course, but at the same time, we repeat, we cannot understand it at all.
no matter. Our course is clear. We must do our best to capture these pirates. Alone. It is most distressing to be the agents whereby our erring fellow creatures are deprived of that liberty which is so dear to us all. But we should have thought of that before we joined the force.
We should.
Well, too late now. When a felon's not engaged in his employment or maturing his felonious little plans,
Little plans.
his his capacity for innocent enjoyment is just as great as any honest man. Our feelings we with difficulty smother when constabulary duties to be done. I'll take one consideration with another. A policeman's lot is not a happy one. When constabulary duties to be done, a policeman's lot is not a happy one. When the enterprising burglar's not a burglar, when the cutthroat isn't occupied in crime, he loves to hear a little brook gurgling, or listen to the merry village chime. When the cost is finished jumping on his mother, he loves to lie basking in the sun. I'll take one consideration with another. A policeman's lot is not a happy one. When constabulary duties to be done, a policeman's lot is not a happy one. Happy one! Hush, I hear them on the man or fortune. With stealthy step the pirates are approaching.
We are coming for plagues of gold, the stories General Stanley told. We seek a penalty 50 gold for General Stanley's story. We seek a penalty 50 gold. We seek a penalty 50 gold. We seek a penalty 50 gold for General Stanley's story.
They come in force, stealthy stride. Our obvious course is now too high.
Take another station.
Hush, hush, not a word. I see a light inside. The Major General comes, so quickly hide.
Yes, yes, the Major General comes. Yes, yes, the Major General comes.
Yes, yes, the Major General comes. Tormented with the anguish dread of falsehood unatoned, I lay upon my sleepless bed and tossed and turned and groaned. The man who finds his conscience ache no peace at all enjoys, and as I lay in bed awake, I thought I heard a noise.
He thought he heard a noise.
No, all is still in dale on hill. My mind is set at ease. So still the scene, it must have been the sighing of the sighing softly to the river comes the lovely breeze, setting nature all a quiver, rustling through the trees, and the broken rippling measure lost for very love. While the poplars in their pleasure wave their arms above.
Yes, the trees for very love, when waving their leafy arms above.
River, river, little river, may thy love and prosper ever. Heaven sing thee, poplar tree, may thy ruin happy be. Heaven sing thee, poplar tree, may thy ruin happy be. Yet the breeze is but a rover as he wings away. Broken poplar morning lover sighing well-a-day. Ah, the doing and undoing that the road would tell. While the breeze is out of moving and moves so well.
Nobody could move so well.
Waiting through thy dream is over, for thy love is but a road. Heaven's leading poplar tree.
random and serious.
I would if I could, but I am not.
Who's telling the truth? He is not able.
With base deceit, you worked upon our feelings. With plenty sweet and flavors all our dealings. With courage rare and resolution manly. For death prepare, unhappy General Stanley.
Is he to die, unshriven, unappealed? Oh, say, will no one in his paws a weapon wield? Oh, say,
Yes, we are here, though hitherto concealed. So to constabulary pirate yield.
Triumph now, for where we tread, your career is cut short. No private man will take a stand at the
To gain a brief advantage you contrive, but your proud triumph will not be long lived.
Don't say you're orphans, for we know that game.
On your allegiance we've a stronger claim. We charge you yield. We charge you yield in Queen Victoria's name.
You do.
We charge you yield in
We yield that with humble meaning, because with all our faults we love our Queen.
with all their faults, they love their queen. Yes, yes, with all their faults, they love their queen.
Away with them and place them at the bar.
one moment, let me tell you who they are. They are no members of the common crowd. They are all noblemen who have gone wrong.
No Englishman, I move that statement his, because with all our faults we love our house of his. I pray you pardon me, ex-pirate king. His will be his, and youthful habits cling. Resume your ranks and legislative duties, and take my daughters, all of whom are beauties.
It is
and to be able to perform in the Pirates of Penzance has been really wonderful. So all of us in the cast have been able to have a great time, and we really hope you as the audience have also had a really memorable evening. So I'd just like to say a few thank yous. So first I'd like to thank the wonderful cast who've all done a really wonderful job in working so hard to make this show come about. Also, the wonderful orchestra. Also, those in charge of the props, backstage, the set, and the makeup. You guys have all done a really wonderful job. So now I'd like to make some specific presentations to people who have contributed a lot to this show. So first, I'd like to just say a thank you to Mrs. Mackay, who's not here tonight, but David Mackay can come up and get her gift. So she has managed the costumes, which all look really great. She's worked so hard, Mrs. Mackay and her team. So yeah. I'd also like Melissa Paslow. Is she here tonight?
Yes.
Yeah. Melissa Paslow, she's done a lot of the choreography for our show. So all the stuff you've seen with the daughters doing their lovely little dance and everything. I'd also like to have a special mention of someone from our band. Luke Haywood has been playing in or involved in the King's College production for 10 years in a row now. So, Luke Haywood, please come up and I'd also like to thank Mrs. Jo Van Leerden, who has been our wonderful director, and she has directed this show so well and has taught us everything we need to know. Yeah. Also, Arity Walters. Amazing, and she has come in and helped us so much. She's blocked some scenes with us, and she's just been sitting backstage and being managing of stages and stuff. And finally, I'd like to give a very special thank you to Mr. Andrew Philpott. Mr. Philpott, this is his 21st show that he's musically directed. Just put on this show with all these amazing people, and I'm just so happy to have been in the show. everyone.
Thanks very much, Virginia, and thank you everyone that's come tonight, because without the audience we don't have a show, and the audience tonight, as it was last night, has been absolutely wonderful. So thank you very much, everyone. One of the most pleasant tasks of being principal of a school is being able to enjoy the talent that students display on nights like tonight. And I can tell you how proud I am of our cast, our backstage, our students and parents and community members in the orchestra. It's really been wonderful again. And the thing about King's College in my mind is that our productions are really part of the culture. Everyone loves being part of it, the students, the staff, the parents, and we're really proud of them. So could you again join with me in thanking all involved with tonight's production. Finally, I'd just like to acknowledge our Mayor of Warrnambool, Councillor Michael Neo. It's wonderful the support that Michael gives to King's College and to the other schools in Warrnambool. So, Michael, thank you for joining us this evening. We hope you've had a great evening. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, again, thank you for coming tonight to help make this such a special evening. Have a safe trip home, and don't forget to circle the same dates for next year to join us for our 2015 production. Thank you, everyone.